Should we try to change? Should we actually make genuine attempts to alter the person that we are? I think that a lot of life is lived stressed and anxious about who we are and how we relate to the society around us. And I feel as if a lot of us attempt change, a lot of us try to change in order to appease everything around us. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's bad in the slightest. I just don't know whether or not trying to change for an ulterior motive is genuine. If you're trying to change who you are to make society and yourself more comfortable, then which are you really trying to appease more? Is it that we change to make others more comfortable with us, or to make ourselves more comfortable with others? I think that we need to, you know, observe how we interact, what it means to change in our own shoes. What is change anyway? Is it just when you get a new mindset? Is it just when you decide to react a certain way in a certain circumstance? I've said before that I think that all we are is just a reaction to an external stimulus. And as fundamentally true as I believe that to be, I realize there are still some parts of change that linger. If it was as easy as changing your reaction in a simple way, then a lot of people would have done it a long time ago. But I think there are parts of our past, parts of our structure that are grounded in something that we cannot alter, or we choose not to. I feel like a lot of us associate with parts of us that are negative, and that prohibits us from trying to change. How can we move forward if we're holding on to something in the past? I feel like the present moment is what change is. I feel like all we are is change. It's hard to say I am when what I am is change. I mean, a lot of us like to think of ourselves as a linear, same person throughout time. But we've changed, you know? You changed from a month ago. It's that holding on to a previous identity of yourself, previous flaws, previous, you know, imperfections that causes them to be so prominent. It's because we think that we are. So I guess the implication would be to try not to, you know, monitor your change in reference to a past. Just monitor your change in reference to a now, you know. And while that sounds confusing and while that sounds hard, it's like rather than thinking of it as like a checklist, like, oh, I have to work on this, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do that, you know, just start doing what you feel is right now. I feel like if we think of it as such a linear thing and such a timely thing, then it's going to take time and time to do it. It's because we're stuck in this, it's going to take this long to do this, that it tends to be so. I believe that, if we truly believe that it takes this amount of time, then it's going to take around that amount of time. I think the only limiters that we place are self-inflicted. Who said you can't do this within this amount of time? Who said you can? Like, there are some societal implications to that. And there are some fundamental things that just take a while to do. Like, you can do 100 push-ups in 1 second. Because that's just not physically possible. But in terms of things that are relative, like, let's just say the education system. If someone truly committed themselves to being educated, they could finish high school in 1 year. they could, or at least I think so, they could put themselves on a track from a young age to finish everything within a small amount of time. And it's not really, you know, I think society just gives us a framework, something to just kind of base it off of, something to for stability rather than appealing to the individual. So if society's always appealing to the grand scheme, then it has to be us to apply to ourselves. And in doing that, we have to take care of ourselves, act like you're a person you're trying to help and continue to move forward knowing that you have yourself on your side.